Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm WoWcrendor and welcome to week 2 of the Speedball League. This is the week 2 recap show and we're going to be going over all the games that have been played, the highlights, giving out awards, going over next week's matchups, whole bunch of stuff. So sit back, relax, and watch some Blood Bowl. Again, this show brought to you by Lil Skittles. Lil Skittles, rainbows for the masses. Lil Skittles, never forget. Number 1. So here are the week 2 matchups. If you missed any of these games or haven't seen any of them, you can click on whichever coach's channel you want. It'll all be annotated and it will take you right to their viewpoint of their match. So first up in the highlights, we got myself taking on Unit Lost. We started off with Lil Cheesenar injuring Winston Churchill, knocks him down. That's a badly hurt. He was gone for the rest of the game. Next, we have Big Gabo coming in on a blitz. He pushes Sir Patrick Stewart out of the way. This frees up Radis Maximus to just take it in easily for the touchdown, uncontested. And Radis Maximus now at 5 points because of that. And on the ensuing kickoff, we had a pitch invasion. That is 2 D6s are rolled for the kickoff event. It ended up being a 6 and a 6, which means pitch invasion. Fans come out and beat up both teams. But obviously, since they're Lil Skittles fans, they left my team alone for the most part. And that led to a Commander Rat Trap pickup of the ball, and he takes it all the way in for the touchdown, including the dramatic pause for effect before he went for the go for it roll and made it, and then buried the ball in the ground. Then, there's the next kickoff event where yet again, another pitch invasion. That's 2 D6s, both on 6, twice in a row. That's really odd to see happen. Usually, you don't even see that happen in a game, let alone twice and a half. Here is Ratbot 4000. He charges in, he picks up the ball, and one drive later, he's taking it in for the touchdown. Ratbot 4000 spinning the ball like a Harlem Globetrotter and getting it stuck on his robotic hand. Then, late in the second half, 14 turns in. Big Gabo goes over and picks the loose ball up. Here comes William Shakespeare trying to make a play, but he goes for it, falls down, he's stunned, and that led to a great play for Big Gabo, where he just needed one go for a square to score a touchdown, and he got it. And that was that. 4-0. Dark Rainbows. We're back. We're back in business. 21 SPP, I believe it is. That's a lot of SPP to get in a game. Next up, we got Strippin taking on Northern Lion. First, we got Master Splinter, hands the ball off to Sexy Birch, passes it to Pure Butry, rolls a 1, that's not going to help. Then they get a perfect launch, but the catch fails, and on turn 1, he turns the ball over. But gets the ball back later on. Master Splinter making a great pass to Smartry Pants. Let's take another look. Bam! Right on the money. Sadly, he gets surrounded by dwarves. Dwarves? I can never say dwarves right. Then Smartry Pants deciding what to do. Make a pass? No. Gotta dodge away. Tries to dodge away. Bam! Falls down. Rolls a 1, then rolls a 2. Not the greatest of rolls. Then, a little bit later, Dwarves surrounding the ball. He tries to get up, get the ball. Bounces right to the doors. Not the best of plays from Strippin there. But Dwarves try to march down the field. Here's where he has a great play. He surrounds the Dwarves with a nice barricade of elves, and that leaves for no scoring before halftime because of how slow the Dwarves are. Then, Troll Hunter knocking out one of the Dwarves. I do not know who that is. Oh, Emptree inside. It says it right on the screen. I should read sometimes. Later on, we get the Dwarves. They're running down the field. He's making a break for it. He's got 2 turns after this one to get in the end zone. Looking pretty good. Strippin's going to have to surround players to get there. And this helps out Northern Lion, fracturing a leg of Outgrassed. And here's a mistake by Strippin. He decides to choose the fractured leg instead of the no long-term effect by mistake. Obviously, he would have chosen the no long-term effect had he meant to do that. Unless he was trying to handicap himself, which, you know, all power to you, Strippin. Trying to handicap himself for the sake of the league. Northern Lion trying to make some plays to block a lane for his runner. And he gets an attacker down. And that stops that. A few plays later, Strippin trying to bring some more help over. But by this point, too late in the game. Northern Lion on turn 16. He cannot get down the field fast enough. And here he is losing the ball. And that's the game. Ends in a 0-0 tie. Madness. Next up, we have Dodgers Halflings taking on Lumen's Tales of Rats. We start the game from turn 3 where Lumen is blitzing Amy Amethyst, who was hoping to get thrown by a tree man, but he got knocked down. And now she's going to get knocked down as well as the blitzer knocks her forward, following up. But here comes the craziness where Lumen tries to re-roll the catch, but it fails, and then the other player fails to pick it up. But here comes Briss, and he fails to pick it up. Ball's slippery today. Just ask Gary Garnett, who tried to pick it up one play later and couldn't pick it up. But skip ahead a little bit, and here comes Splin, the gutter runner. He comes in, he picks up this ball with ease. He starts taking up down the field, and only 2 plays later after that, Splin is taking it in for a touchdown, swimming in the end zone, performing karate, getting hit in the head with a ball. He's not the smartest of players, but he's fast. 9 movement speed, and he's level 3 now. That is crazy for only week 3 to be a level 3. He's gotten MVP twice. Starting the second half, Halfling Master Chef takes all of Lumen's rerolls and a good kick from Dodger, getting that ball along the line. Lumen tries to pick the ball up. He can't, and it's a turnover early on. And here comes one of Dodger's tree men. He's going to knock one of the rats into the ball, bounces to him. He tries picking it up. He can't. Ball bouncing all over, bounces onto Dodger's side of the field. She picks up the ball, and she needs to get down the field. But here comes Pink, the rat man, the rat ogre, and he assisted that play. Never mind. Forget what I said. Here comes Itch, the gutter runner, though. He tries going in, and he falls down. Very uneventful Itch. He is not the star of this team. But here comes Amy Amethyst, who doesn't pick up the ball either. There's a lot of not picking up the ball this game. But here comes the rat ogre. He knocks one in, and the ball goes for a bouncing war again between all the players. And who else to get it but Splin? Splin gets the ball as it bounces right to him. He starts moving up the field, and before you know it, last turn of the game, Splin's got another touchdown. And that was the Tales of Rats taking on the Halflings. Next up, we have Canor taking on Quill 18. We have a Thrall taking it on turn 2, is where we're going to start this game, to a Vampire who is free of tackle zones after his assisting Vampire hypnotically gazed one of the blitzers. And then he goes on his a blitz himself, taking out this thrower and literally knocking him out. He's gone for the half, if not more, and doesn't help that that's the only defense he has down the field. All of his slow-moving orcs along the line of scrimmage, but luckily a Vampire got hungry and bit one of the Thralls, badly hurting him. But did not matter for Canor. He just started moving down the field to set up some more defense for his Vampire, who a few plays later scores a touchdown. Has to bloodlust and bite one of his Thralls. Had that Thrall not been there, that would have been a turnover. He would not have got that touchdown. The downfalls of the Vampire team. Here, and we start off this next clip, turn 10 into this game. Canor on a blitz with his Vampire re-rolls into a defender down, knocks down the Orc thrower, who the Orc team pretty much in their own half the entire game. And Canor blitzing on this blitzer, and the ball bounces to a Thrall, but nobody gets it because here comes another Thrall to pick up the ball, and he's going to take that down the field as Canor hopes to score one more time and make this a 2-0 game. But Quill injuring a Thrall, bashing his hands, giving the Thrall a bashed hand, smashed hand even. I like bashed hand more. And a Vampire ends up getting this ball as the Thrall hands it off to him, but ended up not going too well for him as he tried to dodge away from multiple Orcs, and it did not happen. Orcs able to get this ball back and prevent any further damage, but that was that. 1-0. And finally, we have Total Biscuit taking on Force. We start the game with a casualty, Putty Squad, pinching his nerve. He will miss the next game. TB chooses not to use his Apothecary on that player. He's got a lot of goblins, so he's fine with it. A few plays after that, the Fanatic charging in on this werewolf knocks him down. The ball falls out of bounds. It's thrown back in perfect position for TB to pick that up and score. But the Troll making up for his really stupid plays last week by breaking this werewolf's neck. That's -1 agility. I think he might have to buy a new werewolf because of that. But a few plays after that, Pogoer bouncing away, and he goes, picks up the ball, has to use a reroll. He gets it, and then one go for it roll. Does he get it? He does, and he rides his pogo stick like a horse, and then steps on the ball because why not? Ensuing possession, the Bombardier. The Bombardier, ladies and gentlemen. Then the Pogoer, to start the second half, goes and picks up this ball. And the reason we're showing this is because after he picks this ball up, he does not lose this ball. And he continues to march down the field as he looks for his second touchdown. And turns out he gets it. The Pogoer, 2 touchdowns for Total Biscuit. And I think he's found his new favorite player. And we keep moving on, and Force makes a pass. That's the highlight of Force's game, is making a pass, sadly. TB tries for a foul. His player gets ejected from the game. Doesn't matter too much, though, because take a look at this. We get a Pogoer who's going to be able to get this ball because of a fumbled pass by the Ghoul. And he's got to make a lot of plays. No rerolls for TB. He jumps and gets this ball. He jumps. He's got it. There he is. He's got the ball. And then 1 dodge, 2 go for it rolls. TB getting the 3rd touchdown of the game for his Pogoer, and he wins 3-0. So where does that leave us in the standings? That leaves us at Lumen's Tales of Rats and Canor's Funny Farm at 6 points each. That's 2 wins. Then we have Strippin's Would Not Bang and Northern Lions and My Sack both at 4 points, followed by Quill 18's The Brussels Stouts and My Dark Rainbows and TB's The Mad Bombers all at 3 points, and the Half Blings, Rule Britannia, and Dog and Bone all with 0. But you know what? Things can change. Only week 2. We got plenty of Speed Bowl to go, and I'm excited to see what these will look like in just a few weeks. And now we take a look at the post game and the aftermath of all these channels that just played their games. So starting off here, we're going to take a look at Canor, and he had his vampire level up, and he got him dodge. So already with 4 agility, now with dodge, that vampire is very strong. So 4 strength, 4 agility, dodge, and then his other vampire from last week got blocked, so not too bad for Canor. He also had Dove Chappelle as his MVP. His previous MVP is out for the week, and is Leary. And he's got 100,000 gold, so a nice amount of money saved up in the bank in case he wants to buy a new player or one of his vampires gets hurt. Maybe Super Kittens gets knocked out this week or something. He's got enough gold that he could replace them. My team, I managed to have my Warpstone Troll become the MVP, which is very nice because now he just needs 1 casualty, and he has Mighty Blow to get a level up, and that'd be very helpful for my team. I might even get him guard once he does level up so that my other linemen can get some good blocks off the line at the start. Speaking of which, we got Commander Rat Trap with 3 points. He got a touchdown. And Lil Cheesenar with 2 from a casualty caused. Then we have Ratbot 4000 with a touchdown. Radis Maximus is up to 5 now, so he just needs 1 point. He could just pass the ball and get a level up. Then we have the Bubonic Blocker with 2. The Pack Rat, the Point Preventer, was my player to level up this week. He's at 7 points now because he got MVP, and he also caused a casualty, but he has block. So I now have 3 players with block, and that's very nice, especially taking on the Dwarf team, who is loaded with block players. So I'll take all the block I can get. And then Goblins, I have Shorty Smalls and Big Gobbo with 3. So only 3 players on my team with 0 SPP. That's very nice, especially only 2 weeks in. That's really good. So I'm pumped with that. I also have 100,000 gold, just like Canor. I do not know what I want to get yet. Part of me wants to just keep saving it in case someone dies, like a blitzer. If I make it out alive next week, I might even just go for that 4th reroll, because it's really good. But yeah, next up is Total Biscuit, and he managed to get his troll up to 4 SPP now. His Looney now is at 2 SPP, and his Pogoer with 3 touchdowns got a level up, and he got Sure Feet for that Pogoer, which is very nice, which means when he goes for the Go For It squares, he'll be able to re-roll those Go For It rolls. Well, only one of the re-rolls, but normally you can roll higher than a 1, unless the game really dislikes you. And then Putty Squad's out for the next game, and Google Plus is at level 2 with 10 SPP and got block. I'm not sure if Google Plus leveled up last week. I don't think so. So Google Plus has block, which is nice. That's a Blodge Goblin. Blodge, block, and dodge, which is awesome because you have both down and defender stumbles, which are both negated, and it's just a great combo. And then Scare Cam's got 2 SPP. He's only got 80,000 gold, a bit low. He's not gotten the greatest of rolls, but he's doing pretty well for injuries. He hasn't really had anyone get badly, like niggling injuries or minus stat points or dead. So I think he's doing pretty well for goblins, and he's got a nice amount of SPP. Next up we have Force, and Force is still learning. He's still learning, and he's got a zombie who can level up. I believe his zombie could level up last week, but he did not level him up, and I'm talking to him about improving his game and such. I think he just needs a bit more actual gameplay experience and to get used to the game, but he needs to level that up because that's important. His werewolf also broke his neck and has -1 agility. That's very bad. That's very bad because now he's at 2 agility. That's really, I mean, honestly, he's probably better off using his 130,000 gold just buying a new werewolf, because, or even, keeping him as like a backup werewolf, because that's not good. 2 agility on a werewolf. He's the equivalent of a zombie now. He's the equivalent of a fast-moving zombie, and that's not, no. His ghoul's got 5 SPP from MVP, and his other ghoul's got 2 SPP. He might as well make those guys the ball carriers. I think that would be a pretty nice plan, because they also have dodge, so they can dodge out. Whoops, I accidentally clicked a werewolf. There he is. That werewolf's got 2 SPP, though, and that's his team. Yeah, I would definitely buy a new werewolf, because, yeah. Next up is Lumen, who is doing extremely well, especially Splin the Gutter Runner, because he has 18 SPP. He's level 3 already. That is mind-boggling. In 2 weeks, he's gotten the same MVP. He's gotten 2 touchdowns with Splin, and then a casualty cause. That is crazy. Everybody is going to be going for Splin. I think Lil Skittles, he's doing better than Lil Skittles' path did. I don't think Lil Skittles was level 3 for like 3 or 4 weeks. Like, that's really good. So people are gonna be going for him. Granted, because of those 2 MVPs on him, all his chips are in on that character. You got Mick the Storm Vermin only with 2, Briss only with 3, and Pink with 2. And his other gutter runners have 0 SPP. So it's all or nothing on Splin. That's his one big downfall. Granted, he's got him block and sure hands, so he's a blodge with 4 agility, and he has sure hands, so he can pick that ball up. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna come down to, I think people are gonna really start going for that gutter runner, because if you take him out, look at the rest of his team. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. And here we have Northern Lion, who I'm going to be playing this week, and he is the dwarf team. I always say dwarf because I am bad at pronouncing that word. He's got 2 blockers with 2 SPP. He's got 1 with 5, Crunch Monkey. Then his runner Jogs Cast is at 3 SPP. He's also got Satan Klaus at 2, and Tackle Piston at 5, his Blitzers. And his Troll Slayer is at 4 SPP, but he is hurt. He will be out this next game, and I will gladly have that happen. I will take what I can get and use it as an advantage. And then he's got 90,000 gold and 3 rerolls. He should probably get an Apothecary, even though he's already got a lot of thick skull, so it's hard to take him down, but still should probably get an Apothecary. Or he could buy a new Troll Slayer, but really there's no point. He'll get him back the next game, so it's all up to him. I'd get an Apothecary, but, whatevs. And then we have Dodger. Oh, Dodger. She has the Halfling team, who is at 7 SPP for Precious the Tree Man. He has grab. There is Semi-Precious at 2 SPP. Sammy Sapphire with a level up. Her only player with a level up. And I don't know what she'll get for him. She'll get something for him. She's in England right now, so when she gets back, she'll level him up. I don't know what she'll get. Hopefully, for her, she would get a stat boost like agility or something, but who knows? She also has all that money. And then rerolls. She needs an apothecary very badly. Very, very badly. Very badly. Get an apothecary. Then we have Quill, who is the orc team, and he's got Battering Ramses at 2. Julius Beater with a level up. He's level 2 now, and he is getting the block skill, so that's going to put him on par with all the blitzers. Maybe even a little better because he has 4 strength. He just can't move as well, but because he's going to be on the line more, it'll be nice to have that block. Then he's got 4 SPP for George Bashington, 2 for Alex Smasher to Hate, Booty Cracker with 2, Liz Breath with 5, so an MVP, and Monty Zoomer with 3, his thrower, so I'd hope his thrower would get a level up soon. That would help him quite a bit. He's also got 3 rerolls, an apothecary, and 30,000 gold, so not that much gold. I think he bought an apothecary, but he's got to hope his team stays upright, and because they're the orcs and have 9 and 8 armor value, that is very likely. So next up we have the Wood Elf team, coached by Strippin, and he's down a guy because Radus Maximus killed him, of course. Then his safe tree first has 6 armor because he got a serious concussion. I guess you would say he's not very safe. Yeah. Really, you can break that extremely easily. You just roll a 6 with one of the die. It doesn't even matter what the other die is because it's broken. So really easy to injure him. His other lineman is out for the game. He's got 5 SPP. Ironically, it was his MVP that is the injured one. And fun fact, you used your apothecary wrong, Strippin. You selected that he missed the next game instead of badly hurt. Just remember that. Remember that. Otherwise, you'll get yelled at in the comments. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you, okay? Then you got Master Splinter. He's got pass and block. His level 2 player. Nice to have block on that, especially he's already got 4 agility, so hard to take down the thrower. Then he's got the 2 War Dancers, both at 3 SPP. Once they get some level ups, they will be very scary because they're very strong. Then he's got 50,000 gold, 2 rerolls, 1 apothecary. I would probably use the money he gets from his week 3 match to buy a new lineman because he's gonna have mercenaries until that happens. So get a new lineman. That is my advice. And finally, we have Unit Lost, Stylosa, and or Rule Britannia. All 3 of those. It's 2 people. That's why it's not just Stylosa. It's the Unit Lost. And they do not have a lot of things going for them right now. They do have Mr. Bean, but he's got a smash knee, so it's going to be easier to injure him. But he's back, and he's got 5 SPP, so, you know, take what you can get. Gordon Ramsay with a level up, the Blitzer, so they'll have to get something for him. Not sure what they'll get, but because he's already got block, so they can get some other skills. What else? We got Winston Churchill with 2 SPP. And then only 20,000 gold, so not a lot of gold, but it's all good. They got 3 rerolls, 1 apothecary, so they're pretty much set there. I would probably get on Gordon Ramsay. I don't know. You could get Mighty Blow and try to get some more SPP from that Mighty Blow, but I don't know. It's kind of just gonna be up to them. See what they get on the roll, and you know what? They can get what they want. I'm not gonna give you advice. Actually, I did just give you advice. Moving on to the stats, we have the Hall of Fame. First, we have Splin, who is the most experienced player, of course, followed by Google Plus at 10, and above board at 9. That is the Pogor and the Goblin. So TB, actually with 2 of the highest SPP earned players. Then we have Julius Beater at 7, Pack Rat the Point Preventer at 7, Master Splinter at 7, Gordon Ramsay at 7, Precious at 7, and Zombie at 7, with Janine Girafalo still at 6. After such a great week last week, nothing happening for Janine this week, so they remain at number 10. Moving on to best score, we've got 3 for above board, 2 for Splin and Sarah Silverback, and 1 for Janine Girafalo, Radis Maximus, Monty Zoomer, Commander Rat Trap, Ratbot 4000, Big Gabo, Shorty Smalls. Look at all those dark rainbows up there. You know why? You know why this happens? Because we're a team. We don't need one star like Pogo person or Splin. We're a team of amazing dark rainbow followers. And we're gonna take this to the house. That's how we work. When someone falls down, another one rises right back up. That's the dark rainbow way. I don't even know why I just said that. Okay, best thrower, Taffy, Master Splinter, both with 2 passes. Janine, Sammy, Dragon Ball, all with 1. Janine Girafalo, the only interception. Most violent players, we got some more. George Bashington still at 2, but we got Troll Hunter with 2 and Creed with 2 now. Then we got Splin, Radis Maximus, Julius Beater, Pack Rat the Point Preventer, Gordon Ramsay, Precious, and Zombie, all with 1. I'm sure there's more, but they are not on the list. Best runner, we got above board at 72 yards. Splin with 64, Monty Zoomer 62, Janine Girafalo 56, Ratbot 4000 with 36, who's tied with Briss of Tales of Rats. So we got Sarah Silverback 34, Radis Maximus 32, Shorty Smalls, and Tackle Piston both at 30. Best thrower, 24 yards for Master Splinter, followed by Ratbot 4000's 22 yards passing. Isaac Newton at 20, Trustworthy at 16. 10 for Ricky Ruby, Wrong, Phi, and Shadow. 8 for Taffy and Sammy Sapphire. Survivors, doesn't really matter. Best killer, still Radis Maximus. And best receivers, Ricky Ruby with 2 catches for the Halflings. Monty Zoomer, Sarah Silverback, Sexy Birch, Donovan Barely, Empty Tree Inside, Dirty Gobbler, Isaac Newton, Quinn Quartz, and Spine Slicer, all with 1 reception. And that's your stats. Our first coach to be interviewed is the great Canor. Or should I say, the mediocre Canor, because you play me in a week, and then you'll lose.
Sure, that will happen.
Well, okay. Let's talk about your progress in the league so far.
Okay.
You have 2 vampires, which are level 2. One has block, one has dodge.
Yep.
What were your mindsets behind that?
Well, when it comes to vampires, I'm boring because they're so unreliable. So you can't really get any like fun skills on them because they need block, they need dodge, and then they need pro.
Oh.
So basically, the vampires are gonna at some point they're gonna be like amazingly standard players with good skills that eat their team. And the reason I've gone with block on 1 and dodge on 1 is because I like to mix things up. So now I have, air quotes, a runner, and I have 1 blitzer.
Now, pro, is pro the thing it like lets you reroll?
Yeah, pro is a skill that rather than using a reroll, if your player has pro, you can elect to use pro, and you roll a die, and if the result is 4 or more, you get to use a reroll on the previous result, if that makes any sense. So if I fail a bloodlust roll, I get the option: do I want to use a reroll or do I want to use pro? And I select pro, and then I roll 4 or more, and essentially I get a free reroll. If I roll less, the previous result stands. The reason you get it on vamps is because you can use pro and a reroll in a turn if you want, which kind of breaks the only 1 reroll per turn. Yeah. But more importantly, it's not horrible if you get bloodlust on a vamp. So you basically use it, okay, yeah, I'm in a position where I can do this block and then bite the thrall. But if I have pro, I can try and use pro and maybe save a thrall. Or you can use it to reroll safe blocks. As has been pointed out several times, I'm in a sticky situation. I can either beat beginner coaches that haven't played the game that much, or I can lose to them. And both of them make me out to be some kind of jerk.
Well, I mean, I took far great advantage. I don't even know if that's a saying, far great advantage of my last matchup, where I got 2 pitch invasions on
I did.
the unit
Yeah, I
loss
mean, you did.
guys. I could have been like, you know what, I feel bad for you, but no, I don't feel bad for them.
No, see, that's the difference between you and me.
It is.
You get to be brutal because you have a cold black heart.
Exactly,
whereas
we're the dark rainbows.
Whereas I have a bleeding heart, which is not great if you're vampires.
You gotta bite some thralls.
Run out of blood real quickly.
I believe this week you play the human team.
I do. I play Rule Britannia, and it might be awkward. Maybe I worry that this might be the week where unit loss comes back from the Great Deficit. That was the Dark Rainbows and just trashes my team.
I don't think it could get much worse than what happened to them.
That's what I'm worried about. It's going to be interesting to see, like in the later half of the league when people are used to the speed, what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And then you're going to have all the injuries taking place and players leveling up and a whole bunch of craziness.
Yeah, like unfortunately, I played against Quill 18 like last game, and it was kind of difficult. So I didn't get as many SPP as some other unnamed coach did by abusing dice rolls and fame, stuff like that, not naming any names.
I've tried impersonating your voice. It's an interesting thing. It's like, hello, I am Canor, and I'm going to be talking here today.
That's very good. I thought it was me.
I worked about it in the shower.
It's like talking to my echo.
It's what you're doing. That'll be our match. The Echoes of Canor.
It'll be amazing.
All right, we've already talked for long enough.
Yeah, way too long.
Thanks for coming on the highlight show.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Now let's go back to Crendor in the studio. Crendor? Thanks, Crendor. Back here in the studio, we're going to start taking a look at some of the players of the week. First off, we have the MVP of the week, and that goes to Above Board, the Pogoer, and he had 3 touchdowns this week. Great week for him. He gets a level up, takes Sure Feet, and how can you go against him? He has a pogo stick. Nobody else does. Only him. Then we have Most Brutal Player of the Week, and that goes to Troll Hunter on the Dwarf team. He is so bashy and so brutal that he injured himself. He's missing the next game, and he injured Strippin's guy. He hit him so hard that he hit into Strippin's mind and made him choose a more damaging result to his player. Yes, that's what happened. And then we have the unluckiest player of the week, which has to go to Shadow the Werewolf, who broke his neck and loses an agility point. That's just, you never want to lose stat points, and it's not good for Force. He needs a new werewolf. Shadow, you might have to be put down, buddy. Might have to be put down. And finally, we have the week 3 matchups, which is Northern Lions and my Sack taking on my Dark Rainbow. Should be a good matchup. I obviously have to use my speed and try to not get beat up by his players, and if I see an opportunity to take one of his dwarfs down, or if he's making a dumb play, I need to take full advantage of it so that my players do not get brutally smashed and bashed by the dwarf team. Then we have Canor's Funny Farm taking on Rule Britannia. I think, just like Canor said, this could be the week where the vampires end up getting a lot of ones, and it screws him over. I think that's going to happen. I think Rule Britannia is going to pull an upset, or at least a tie. I think they'll tie or upset Canor this week. That's my pick there. Then we have Quill 18's Brussels Stouts against TB's Mad Bombers. That should be a really good game. I think it's 50-50 either way. I think Quill actually has the advantage here. I think he's going to beat up TB's Goblins, but you never know. Goblins are goblins, and TB might do some craziness. Then we have Force's Dog and Bone taking on Dodger's Halflings. Battle of the winless teams. Who's gonna win? Might even just tie. It might even just tie, but it'll be interesting to watch that game happen. And then a great game for the final one is Strippin's Would Not Bang and Lumen's Tales of Rats. Strippin said he's gunning for the Gutter Runner Splin. Couldn't think of his name there for a minute, but he's gunning for Splin. We're going to see how that plays out. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game because you got the Tales of Rats, who are a very fast team, taking on the Wood Elves, who are also pretty fast and have the passing ability. So the strong running game of the Tales of Rats against the strong passing game of the Wood Elves. Should be good, should be fun, and that's that. Thank you for watching the Week 2 highlight show, everyone. If you'd like to see the previous week's highlight show, you can click on previous week or highlight show. Normally I'd use this end slate for the weekly matches to promote the highlight show and the previous week, but I'll just make it one big clickable thing, so it's like previous week highlight show. Whatever. Or you can click on all the coaches to go to their channels and check them out. Whatever you want. Thank you for watching, and yeah. Thumbs up, favorite, subscribe, like, favorite, like. Actually, don't do those things. It's reverse psychology. Don't do those things. They'll make you do them. I think. Maybe? No. Okay. Okay.